to pitch their ideas to an industry-wide, quite interesting jury of VIPs. And finally, one team is winning the first prize, which is coming along with 30,000 euros as a reward. And the second, the runners-up, still get 15,000. But actually, that is not what people remember from this. It's being part of the finals and having the opportunity to exchange with industry professionals about their project. Over years, this format has been changing a little bit and the competition has been growing a little bit. And what it is today is quite different to what it used to be. Because what we found is that in many ways, working with the students on these topics is very beneficial for ourselves, not just from a brand and image point of view, but from a culture point of view. We learn from students, and from interacting with students, our people get fresh impulse and a fresh view on how things should be or should be done. But also from a content point of view. It's not exactly that every idea which is winning finally becomes a product or will be introduced into the way we manufacture airplanes. But bits and pieces we have seen during the competitions have been introduced in our base activities and are influencing the way our products are operated or are designed or manufactured. So we do benefit from the content as much as from the interaction with the students. And accordingly, we have evolved the format a little bit. We still have several rounds and we still have a prize and we still invite them to the finals for a week to exchange on things. But we've been changing the way we set the challenges. Today they are not broad, just environment anymore, but they're very concrete. If you're interested, you can look it up on the internet, obviously, but we can have a discussion later on about the concrete challenges. But this time we said to our employees, what type of challenge would you want to put to the students of the world? How many students do we have this time? 5,000?
I think more than 5,000.
More than 5,000 students. So which exact, not broad, but this time narrow 5 topics do you want to put in front of the students in order to enrich your own experience and create new ideas with our employees? And we had all employees ask, and they voted for 5 quite narrow topics. And personally, I was a bit worried about this because they were really narrow. But it worked out very well. We have 1 week before closure, we have 400 teams fully registering from all over the world with large increase of participants in the targeted countries. We have some countries we want to participate each year and others which we just appreciate to see participating. And basically with this approach we've reached all the goals we had. So that looks very good. Between the first time and now we have also changed the interaction because we saw we benefit from it. So we put more from our people in direct contact with the students as mentors, as technical experts, as assessors, as people who work with them during the final round. And I think nobody who has ever participated to this from the Airbus employee side has regretted doing so. Of course, you have to squeeze it into your workload, you have to find the time to do it, but it's so rewarding for our employees that they always say we want to do it again. So we have no worry at all to find people trying to do this, and it's quite a unique experience for both sides. The students get a real industry professional taking care of their project, which is not that easy to get otherwise. And as I said earlier, for our people, it's just this fresh wind which is coming in, and to see how young people, the next generations, both as passengers, pilots, industrial activities, or potential employees, do things today. There is a big revolution. When we started, internet was there, but hey, it was not what it is today. Mobile phones were existing, but it was not the prime type of interaction. Skype, yeah, we knew the name, but nobody's ever seen it working. Last time we had one team which was winning, which has never met physically before. They found themselves in the final round in Toulouse. They have only been working by virtual means from different universities around the globe, actually. 3 continents, I think it was.
It was
for Indian
for
origins.
Indians from the UT Delft University in the Netherlands.
And in India, and one was in the UK, I think, doing the activity. So it was really, it was a widespread.
Yeah, very broad. Yeah.
They never met before. They had Skype or whatever they took, I don't know. FaceTime probably, and they finally said, hello, I'm the guy from the other side of the line, when they met in Toulouse, finally won the competition. So this is something which we would never see if we wouldn't do this type of student interactions. So we are very happy to do this. Last year, 2 years ago in the last finals, we had one topic which is a proposal on the separation of waste in the cabin. So the trolley, you know, where the meals are presented, is distributing things, and afterwards it's all put in the big bin and needs to be disposed somewhere, and there was a student team taking care of this and proposing to have a special separation mechanism already during the flight. And this topic, it's kind of one exception from the rule, has gained traction on its own. So we have now prototypes built, and we have airlines who are interested in introducing it at some point. So for this first time in that competition series, we may have one idea leading to one product. I have to see how it works out, but this might happen for the first time. It may happen again, because we have changed the modalities a bit. But this is, as I said, not the main aim. It's not about getting an idea to market afterwards. By the way, intellectual properties and all this is shared with the students in a, we think, pretty fair way. But it's about getting these insights to allow us to develop better products, and develop more efficiently, or market, or whatever we can expect. There's also an opportunity to meet students, not just from the cultural impact they have, but individually. Many of the students who have been part of the Fly Ideas test have been staying in contact with us one way or the other. Some of them have made internships, some of them have considered us as a career choice afterwards, some were hired, some have special contracts to elaborate on topics. We have placed some research contracts afterwards to deepen the ideas which have been put. So for the students, it's also a very good opportunity to get in kind of an intimate contact with us. Even if we are not hiring immediately after this, and the students usually are not ready with their studies anyway and would need another 2 or 3 years until they would come back, they do stay in contact. That's a very good opportunity to have kind of one foot into the door of us. So I think the students really appreciate that part as well.
I think it is a true win-win.
It is a true win-win situation for the students and for us, but it's also very positively perceived by the universities. We actually have very diverse teams, and we encourage diverse teams from different universities working together in one project team. This time we even have a kind of partnering mechanism embedded on the website. But we also require one university mentor to support. And by this, the universities get into this activity and get the link to others as well. And as far as I can tell, the mentors I've been talking to are very appreciative to this as well. But there is a fourth benefiter, which is UNESCO. So it's a quadruple win situation, we think. 2 years ago, for the first time, UNESCO has been sponsoring the Fly Ideas contest. It's a bit more sophisticated if you read it on their website, but basically the aim being that UNESCO has identified a shortage of engineering students being generated on a global scale, and they are worried that in some developing countries we will not have enough supply of engineers, of people being interested in engineering careers, and they are patronizing the Flyer Ideas in order to trigger that engineering is a good profession type of thing, in order to feed the need, in particular in Africa and other developing areas. For the loop, which is now running, we have transformed this patronage in a partnership, in a true partnership. We're actually going to Paris next week to discuss with UNESCO about how we can exploit this further. That's a very fruitful cooperation, I would say. which is quite interesting also for the students if they are in direct contact with the UNESCO delegates and see how the United Nations are looking at this.